Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and happy Boxing Day, and I'm here to box you because in the last video I talked about how the Houthis are currently unstoppable. It's very hard to stop them because to stop them would mean a ground invasion, and a ground invasion, like many of you guys have commented, you guys don't think that it's going to happen, and I actually did say it's very hard for it to happen because the countries affected have to really suffer a lot before they can't take it anymore and they go on the military campaign. So, and then I say that Israel is very minimally affected by all this blockade by the Houthis around the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. And a lot of people are very triggered, because you guys are a lot of you guys are pro-Palestine, and you feel like, yes, Israel is getting beaten up. It's October 7 all over again. Thinking that, it's a victory, but it's actually not a victory. I want to explain why. Because Israel, you have to understand what Israel imports. What does Israel import from Asia, from India, from Southeast Asia, Australia, China, or Afghanistan, or Iran, or Pakistan, or Oman? What does Israel import? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever think about what Israel actually import that needs to go through the Gulf of Aden, through the Red Sea, through the Suez Canal to reach Israel, or at least go through the Red Sea and go all the way straight down to Eliot? Have you think about it? What does Israel import? Let me tell you, nothing much. And if once you see who they import the most from, you're gonna start to have some kind of change in terms of what you view the geopolitics is going to be due to this Houthis blockade of sort. It's not a full blockade. Everyone keeps saying that. The main reason is because Houthis don't even have enough drones and missiles to hit every single ship that pass by. So even though they have, and it's cheap, but it's not practical. And of course the Navy ships are there to shoot down all these drones and missiles. So it's just stupid to do that. So of course they're gonna say that they're gonna hit only the Israeli ones, but accidents can happen, and other countries get affected. So look at Israel. This is by trade economics. So the imports by country. So where does Israel import stuff from? Number one is China, 13.2 billion, and then United States. United States clearly don't need to go through the Suez Canal. Germany don't need. Switzerland don't need. Turkey don't need. Belgium don't need. Netherlands don't need. France don't need. Italy don't need. Hong Kong, Singapore, yes. Hong Kong, Singapore, three to combine is like a 5 billion USD. That's still quite a bit. Spain don't need. Ireland don't need. UAE, yes. UAE will need. It's 1.89 billion. I wonder if it's oil. And then UK don't need. South Korea, yes. India, yes. That is still combined another 5 billion. Japan, yes. Then Sweden, Czech, Austria, no. Jordan, no need. Norway, Brazil, no need. Greece, Denmark, Portugal, Canada, all no need. Hungary, Finland, Cyprus, don't need. Egypt, you don't need. Vietnam, you need. Thailand, you need. And the rest of all the tiny countries that most of them are not tiny countries, but tiny trade volumes that most of them are European. So now you know this. Do you have some kind of change in terms of the feeling? And then now you may ask, how about oil? No, surely the oil import is going to be affected. Let me show you. Where does Israel import its oil? Imports Azerbaijan, United States, Nigeria, Angola, Brazil. This is the crude petroleum import to you can't see it. I'm so sorry. Let me make it smaller. I just realized you can't see it. So this is Azerbaijan, United States, Nigeria, Angola, Brazil. This is the top import of petroleum products for Israel. None of this needs to go through the Red Sea. No need. They don't have to. They can go the other way around. And even And interestingly, Israel also export petroleum products, and the number one is Bulgaria, 52.4%, and clearly this is not going to be affected, and Italy at 7.62%. So the most affected is India. So take note, India will be affected, but it's also not that much. It's only $101 million, so it's not that much. It's very, very, very little in the grand scale of things. Israel actually spends more than this, more than this amount, on a daily basis in their war against Hamas. So again, this is another article. This is by Rick Zone. This is a petroleum site, and you can see that Israel, where does it get its barrels of oil every day? Is Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan. So it's not. It's places that you don't really exactly need to go through the Red Sea. So if Israel's import is not going to be severely affected by Houthis, as you guys see, everything is going to increase in price and whatnot. Yes, clearly it's going to increase in price. There's going to be inflation. Why? Because international shipping, once it's affected, affects everybody, including you, including me. Even me in Singapore will be affected eventually, because the shipping costs internationally across the board will be more expensive. Everybody will be affected. No one is going to escape from it. As I said, it's not going to affect Israel that much. It's just going to be an irritant. For sure, it's irritating. It's like a mosquito flying around, but it's not going to damage Israel the way you think. The biggest country that has gotten hit, as I mentioned, is going to be Egypt, because the ships now don't want to go through the Suez Canal, and then this means massive amount of income loss for Egypt, because all the major shipping companies and petroleum companies are going to sail around South Africa, and they're going to sail around South Africa and then go up to Europe and whatever destination they're going to, and most of them are not going to Israel. So this is number one thing that you need to know. So now we're going to talk about export. So what does Israel export then? So this is Israel by export, by trading economics, and the number one is United States. Number two, China. Number three, India. And everyone else, UK, Ireland, Netherlands, Turkey, France, Belgium, Italy, all these, Brazil, Germany, most of them is not affected. Canada, Cyprus, Greece, not affected. There is still the same few partners. South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong will be affected, but in the grand scale of things, we are talking about not more than 10%. In that sense, it's not that big of an impact. So now it's important to then see who is the one that is affected. Despite, yes, in the majority of the sense, Israel is not going to be affected by this so-called naval blockade by Houthis. It is some sort of naval blockade, but of course it's a very weak one. But what is going to be affected? Who is going to be affected in that sense? If you look at the import, number one is China at 14%, $13.2 billion of imports into Israel will be affected. And this is the number one. Everyone else is just way more minimal. Like even India is talking about like 2.7 billion. It's still significant, but again, this is yet another big country, a major country, and of course South Korea, a strong US ally. So we're going to see some of these countries, being mobilized eventually to help to stop the Houthis, because they are affected. But of course, 2.8 billion in the grand scale of the South Korean economy, that's not that much. So for China, 13.2 billion, of course, in terms of the scale of the Chinese economy, is huge. But 13.2 billion is not nothing, and clearly this is going to affect their sales. Of course, ships is going to go around the Cape of Good Hope, around South Africa. Imports will still arrive in Israel. Of course, it will just increase the shipping price, and it will just create a lot of inconvenience for China. And then thus these Houthis, military operation in trying to not stop Israeli shipping is going to affect China more than Israel. If you get what I mean, because if China's prices increase because now because of this shipping becomes even further, Israel will start to look for alternative. They will buy lesser from China. China's sales will get affected. So this is how it works. And the same thing for India. And so when you look at crude oil, China, okay, this export of crude oil is nothing much. So we look at the export from Israel to other country. Again, China is 4.63 billion, with India at 3.35 billion. Together is around $10 billion. And of course, this is also not a small change. So Israel will have some problems in terms of exporting to China and India. But then, China and India, what would they import from Israel? Is the high-tech stuff. So the high-tech stuff is essential to China and India. There's usually not much alternative when it comes to high-tech stuff. So this is going to be a problem for China and India again. So yeah, so ponder about it. During the DPA open mic over the past during the Christmas DPA open mic session, we talked about this as well, and I have floated the possibility that China might be more interested in doing something at Yemen, but I will cover that in the future video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just help you wash your brain a bit, and I'll give you some boxing, because it's a boxing day. I have to box you, wake you up, and stop coping so much. You can be pro-Palestine, you can be anti-Israel, perfectly fine. There's no problem. I have no problem with it. The problem is, don't let your bias affect your analysis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.